What's happening, everybody? Ryan Adams, Ryan in Real Estate Time. So glad that you've joined us today. I got my computer, I got my glasses, I'm looking in, lots of questions out there. And today, what we're gonna talk about is very important. It's talking, and man, this could be something you could take into your own personal life. Here's the key, it's 3 words. Manage your expectations. And we're gonna talk to 3 different audiences of who that is to manage your expectations. But look, in this real estate market, it has been absolutely crazy for the last 2 years. If you're an agent that's doing a lot of business like we are here, it has been crazy. We're trying to keep up with our buyers who are wanting to buy and can't get offers accepted. We're trying to keep up with our sellers who are wanting to sell and can pretty much do whatever they want. Well, now we're in a different market. We talked a couple weeks ago about the market has shifted. So what does that mean when this market has shifted? What does that mean and what are the expectations you should have for that? All right, here we go. First expectation, and we're first gonna talk to the buyers. Buyers, in the same way that the sellers have kind of been able to do a lot more than they probably should have, we've given them a lot of freedom to do whatever they want. The reality is they've been selling their houses pretty daggum high, but you as a buyer, you've also had the opportunity to have historically low, like breaking records low interest rates, like 2.789, 2.9, 3.2. Those are just crazy interest rates. Do you realize in the last 5 decades, and because I have so much data, I gotta pull my computer up here. In the last 5 decades, we've gone from as low as what we just saw probably 6 months to a year ago, where we were in the low 3s, high 2s. It was almost 12.7% in the 80s. 70s, you were looking at 9%. 90s, you were looking at 8%. The 2000s, 6.5%. 2010s were about 4.5%, and you got to experience a little bit here in 2020 of those low 3s. And now we're probably, as I'm filming this, we're back at like 5.5, 5.75. The reality is we're still on the lower end of the record interest rates, or the average of interest rate, way on the lower side of that. Imagine if you had to buy that $300,000 house for 12% interest rate today. Crazy. Banks, I mean, that's how they make money. They lend you the money so that you can buy it. So your expectation, what does it need to be? It needs to understand that most likely, and I could be wrong, I can't predict the future, I'm just trying to tell you, but most likely, we're probably not gonna have a 2.9% interest rate here with the inflation the way it's been going and all that. So you need to kind of come to grasp. I'm not telling you this means you have to buy, but you need to come to grasp with the fact that like you probably won't get that type of interest rate. And then if you look historically, am I getting a good interest rate or a bad interest rate? Look historically and go, you're still on the better side. Ask your parents who bought a house in the 80s, what was their interest rate? And then compare to what your lender's quoting today. And if you need a quote, we'll be glad to hook you up with someone to do that. But let's manage your expectations. You actually still are in a low percentage of an interest rate comparatively in the last 50 years. Does that mean you need to go buy? Does that mean you need to go to the highest point of your approval letter that you're getting from your lender? No, but it does mean you need to kind of think and go, here's where we're at, and then make a decision from there, but not make a decision knowing like you're getting screwed or something's happening bad to you because you know, your buddy bought his for 3% with a 3% interest rate and you're gonna buy yours with a 5, you're still in the good graces of interest rates across the 50 years. So manage your expectation, buyers. All right, sellers. Let's be honest. We're gonna talk about your expectations, but let's be honest about the last 2 years. You pretty much could have put a sign up in front of your yard and probably could have picked any price within $100,000 close to your price and probably got someone that would be willing to give you the offer. Whether it got appraised or if their loan would go through, that's another story, but you could probably sell it for whatever the heck you wanted to sell it for. And with very little marketing, be able to do that. So what's your expectation need to be at this point in the game? With the markets changing, interest rates going, less buyers in the game because they've been maxed out either by affordability or these interest rates are too high. Your expectation is life has been great, but this has been a very rare time in a lot of history, maybe in some other places like California, New York City, where it's a lot of times it's like this. This has been rare. So what I would encourage you to think about and think through is, look, you're still gonna sell your house for a good amount. In fact, I'm gonna put a stat up here so you can see this, is that looking at some of the top forecasting of home price increases, appreciations, the average is now sitting around 8.9% for 2022, meaning whatever your home was worth per appraisal at January 2022, by the end of December, the average is gonna be worth 8.9% more. So guess what? You're still sitting pretty. And if you look at 2023 and 2024, the forecast is still, and whether it stays this way, it's still 5% for 2023, 4% for 2024, which puts you at a nice little 17 to 18% increase in your home in 3 years, which is daggum amazing. So you should be thankful for sure, okay? All right, so what is your expectation is, look, you're probably gonna have to market a little bit more. You're probably going to make sure you're hiring an agent who's not just gonna throw a sign in your yard and throw a price up and hope it sells for what he's putting it on there for. You really wanna have a good conversation with your agent when you're talking about selling, going, hey, how many days in market are average at my price point? What are the homes selling for? What are they doing to their home to get the top value? What are all those things that we used to do 3 years ago to make sure it sold really well, like open houses and good photos and things we maybe have not been doing because it sells the minute it hits the market. Let's have an expectation of how long it's gonna sit on the market. And really go, hey, it was good for 2 years, like you're probably not gonna put it on the market on Friday and have an offer in 1 hour that's waiving an appraisal and all that stuff. But are you still gonna be able to sell your house for top dollar as long as you're using the right agent, as long as you're doing the right things, as long as you price it right, as long as you make it look nice, clean, updated? Yes, it should still sell for top dollar. So manage your expectations. And thirdly, to the real estate agents out there, myself included, we have had it good if you're listing a house. As a buyer, you're probably daggum tired. I've said daggum a lot this episode. As a real estate agent, for buyers, it's been hard to get them offers. Great thing is you're probably gonna be able to help some of those buyers that couldn't afford it or didn't want to deal with the bidding wars. You're probably gonna help them get in and get a home that they want. But you probably means your homes, you have to market a little bit better. You're gonna have to put a lot more work on the selling side. You're probably gonna have to realize the home is not going to sell in a weekend and you're done. It means you're probably gonna have to get back on the selling side and work a little hard for your clients. But on the buying side, of course, you can probably help some of those buyers get a home that maybe they couldn't have because there was so much competition before. So all that to say, is the market crashing? No. Is the housing market crashing? No. Are interest rates going up? Yes. Is pricing going to continue to go up 20% every year? No. Probably not. But likely you can still buy a home and sell a home a little bit more like it was before this craziness hit, and that's okay. And the key to this is just managing your expectations, understanding what you're walking into, not having this optimism of what it was 2 years ago, because it isn't what it was a year and a half or 2 years ago. It is what it is today. Here in July 2022, this is what it is. So with all that being said, if you have questions, I know I've thrown a lot of data and graphs and all that stuff at you. If you have any questions, always feel free to put a comment in here. I would love to write you back, tell you what I think, answer any questions you might have. And don't forget to subscribe, like the channel, and we'll continue to try and bring as best information we can to you. Thanks again. Brian of Real Estate. See you next time.